Now we're gonna get really into this.
So you may want to get some snacks.
Yeah. We're just gonna continue off. I just know that, like, Shiva's coming up. And that's about it. Alphino is eager to hear Ilbert's report on the Ivy. And this person, the Ivy, who's, like, totally infiltrated everything already. Freaking Crystal Braves. Captain Ilbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us naught that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired the information on the shipment routes. Go on. You will recall the flame we first identified as being the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace the trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trial came to an abrupt end. Fearing the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including the flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which we would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring the needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Fortom. We knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think we can guess which one. No other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that is one mystery solved at least. But what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prizing? Or should that be prying? Prying off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Raubon's innermost circle?
No way!
Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment? 'Tis the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred when the company's founding, with the groundwork of the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Uldaz was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mined under the same leadership. Only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Uldar's military was made up of desperate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Raubon faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the costs, there remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now, The immortal flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's foundings, 'twas not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Have Neil von Darnus' ambitions been any less apocalyptic? You may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Raubon with an army. 'Tis but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees who were eager to lend us their aid, I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Emeric informing him of our success in identifying the heretic arbiters. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Olivia. As the realm's stoutest champion, 'tis only meet that you present for your discussion. Okay. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. Yeah, I was so worried about being there, Alphino. This already sounds boring. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she shall remain beyond our reach. Minfilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nofika's altar and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. Well, alright. Let's just teleport return to Gridania and get out of here. Alright. My thanks for coming, Olivia. When you are ready, speak with the conjurer yonder. She will show us to the Lotus Stand. You always say that. Why doesn't the market just start here? The Alliance leaders await you at the Lotus Stand. Will you be joining them now? No, I'm not.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
Yo, what? We already killed Von Belzar.
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis. Yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had
I thought
died
that was
without
him. I'm
leaving
like, this
a
is
successor.
Raban? Ooh. Spit on your grave.
Would that the Garlean Empire
Is that
died with him.
freaking Golbez? That's Golbez. Nice shoulders, bro.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, 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 no.
Yeah, that's Golbez.
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them.
Look at the top
High
of his
Legatus
head.
Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military
Jeez.
leader. Not so his uncle.
What's up with these names? I already forgot it.
So young Varus has torn the crown from
Varus.
his uncle's
There we go.
grasp
His
and
name's
taken
just
his place
Varus.
at the head of the Empire.
It looks dumb. You got a stupid hat. Varus.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Indeed. Don't look at me. I have nothing to do with this. You guys told me to go to that building and blow it up, okay?
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
No secret is safe. It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose. Despite their protestations to the contrary, Plainly, the threat of the resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Lamincians, for instance. Though Admiral Melvib outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling, wooden-laden cutthroats. And likewise, the Gridanians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Uldan scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without ground, of course. Take that pillar of Uldan society, Teleji Adeleji, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict in Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing, let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke to the Observatorium, Captain Ilberd has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Olivia. All that remains is to corner a quarry. Seek out Ilberd near the Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Kurthus, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. And in the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. Alright, Adder's Nest. Right over here. Hey, nice costume, bro. Give me a second. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. Oh! From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Let's see, what can we take? What can we take? Well, I do have a pugilist. I'm gonna take that one. And then from here, we can get this one, the Even Star Coat. It doesn't look that bad. It's pretty cool. Look like a jester. Man, how many people were looking like this back in like 2013, dude? Or something like that. I don't know. Alright, chasing Ivy. Ilberd is convinced that he has discovered the Ivy's identity and is preparing to move against the Garlean spy. I'm gonna turn off the mic. Damn it. I thought he was gonna speak. Anyways, here we go. Listen well. The spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Elaine Royale. Royale, Ralbon's second in command. The one that's always standing? Yeah, no! Wait, wasn't she just there? Prior to joining the Immortal Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with a pole arm had to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. Right. When he formed the Grand Company, Raban chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. The Monetarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. And 'twas no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the alliance. Yet the Monetarists did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Royale was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the Monetarists? Duck. Yep. Yup. But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Royal's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the immortal flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Raban attended the Council of Alliance Leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. The woman has no business being in Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless. On some pretense, she is up to something, mark my words. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the flames. Records for evidence of Royale's guilt, but if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing on the docks, every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely upon your eyes, Scion? You're damn right. As I thought. You have my thanks. Let us go, then, and take, You have my thanks. Let us go, then, and take care not to alert our quarry. Yeah! Alright, Ilbert, what's up, dude? Is she here? Where is she? I don't see her. Royale is headed to the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. So Royale has entered the Carline Canopy, meeting someone perchance. Or could it be she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If she is not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. Ephemy is her name. I shall remain here in case Royale appears. Olivia Dead Garden! Such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? A social visit, you say? How pleasant. No, she did not come this way. I've noted every passenger, and none bore any resemblance. Well, don't let me keep you. Thank you, Ephemy. Thank you very much. I'm like the only one stuck this far back in the MSQ. Nowhere to be seen, you say? And you are sure she did not board an airship? She did not come back out either. Where in seven hells could she have gone? The Roost! How could I have forgotten? Ilbert, you fool! Greetings, good sir. Might I interest you in some Muntoy tonic? A cup a day imbues a man with great vigor, if you take my meaning. Perhaps another time, friend. Ilbert. Wait, that necklace. You are a shinobi of Doma. The woman you seek has left Gridania by way of Whetstone Shore Pier. Is that even what it said? She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud. Rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. Dang! Coming in clutch! Thank the 12 for the domins. Were it not for their unique talents, Royale would have disappeared without a trace. Yep. Let's take that coat. Alright, East Shroud it is. Oh, come on. Ooh, this is gonna have a cutscene. Ilbert is eager to resume the pursuit of Elaine Royale. Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Royale's example and take the ferry from West Shore Pier. You'll doubtless wish to make certain preparations. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait for you at Sweet Bloom Pier. Where's that, old man? Yep. Alright, cool. Here he is. This way, my friends. You giddy, I think, right? Your query makes for the Hawthorne Hut. If Royale is truly the one we seek, we can expect that she means to make contact with the Gallian masters there. An explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware of the Gallians that have their own method of communicating over great distances. Well, our indigenous friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with devices that disrupt these communications, and we have installed them around the city-states. In so doing, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Royale would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contact directly. Yet, as a well-known face in the Immortal Flames, she cannot move about Thanalin without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. 'Tis for this reason I believe that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The Elysian are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not likely to turn any heads. Smart. As my scouts tell it, the Gallians have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. This is it. We need only make for Hawthorne Hut and catch Royale in the act. Let's go. Let's go get this son of a... Yeah. My people report that our quarry has departed for the Bramble Patch. The ivy returns to the gnarls whence she came, but perhaps it is all for the better. To convict someone for her standing, we will require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with her Garlean masters? My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. Alright, to the Bramble Patch. Just beyond, Royale is in conversation with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer. An Imperial intermediary, no doubt. Intermediary. This is it. With me! Let's go. Who's gonna be tank and who's healer? Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Flame Marshal Elaine Royale, you are under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool.
Bye, have a great time.
No, you gonna get your throat cut. Damnation! Confound it! You stay right there, Royale. Uh-oh. Remember, she's really good with a lance. Or should I say pole arm. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle. But if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. Okay, alright. And she just like becomes a tyrant. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Twelveswood? When last I looked, that was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. Oh, you smartass. You would feign ignorance then. Very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now, come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. Alright. Alright. I will offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. This guy. Ooh, those eyes are crying. These eyes are crying because I never seen a lot like I have with you. These eyes are crying. Even a warrior of Royale's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, Her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is unattainable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap that the people of Uldar will have a grand company they deserve. But let us speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now, Olivia? Probably go crap. So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not. My countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of shinobi? You have the aptitude for it. I believe so. So please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. There we go. Welcome back, Olivia. I understand that Alphino had a task for you. May I ask what it was? You had me running up and down everywhere. Charges of treason and espionage against Elaine Roel? I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whether the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. All right. It's a simple plan indeed. Minfilia has never been one to hesitate when it comes to asking others for aid. As you may recall, Iceheart used the Aetherite in the depths of Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. It is there that we suspect she means to summon Shiva using the crystals she stole from House Fort Tom Caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint. But if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems like that the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, they must be stopped, and stop them we shall. But first, we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be simple matter to tap into the established Ethernet and thereby follow our quarry. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the Aetherite to which she teleported. Our prevailing theory is that she destroyed the second Aetherite upon arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Urianger, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution. Oh, okay. Which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise. A colleague of ours who is currently en route to Revenant's Toll from Charlian. She should be arriving within an hour, in fact. Since you are here, mayhap we could welcome her together. I am certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. Is it Kryl? I remember her talking about a person named Kryl before. Minfilia's right here, Olivia. Why are you looking around? Turn around twice. That's what happened. Oh, here she is. Teleji. Merlvib?
Minfilia, am I right?
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
What does that mean?
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Charlian scholar and an authority on Aetherite technologies. She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Let us return to the Rising Stones at once, then. We have much to discuss. Indeed. Let's go. They're really just enjoying Tataru jungle. Steady, steady, not bad, eh? With a little more practice, I could earn a fortune at the Ruby Road Exchange. That's pretty good, Tataru.
Moon! Gods, it's been ages!
Gods!
Oh, longer, sister.
A joyous reunion indeed.
Meow.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Moon?
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Ooh. Rub it in.
Everyone, if I could have your attention. We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Sharlayan to assist us. I bid Moonbreeder join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of Aetherites. Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
White auracite.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
It's kind of crazy.
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits.
Oh, here comes her man.
And nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
He's saying you're rude.
Oriange, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Unhand me.
I come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me. I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Damn!
Go on. Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
What?
You still haven't found it, then? You're missing Aetherite.
We have not. No. We know that Iceheart teleported to an Aetherite not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate the second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second Aetherite to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the Aetherite's been destroyed, then that's that. Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first Aetherite, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the Aetherite.
But did she hold up her hand, though? I wouldn't trust me.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, Aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
I see.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
Veritable.
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
How do you know? How do you know?
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process.
Okay, why are you so happy about
They,
it?
however, did not have white aura sight at their disposal. I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the aetherite. However, white aura sight cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand.
Immediately.
Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Oh, well, thank you.
Though it risked the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
Then
That's the
let's
spirit.
go.
Let's roll the dice.
The instruments of our deliverance. A plan has been devised, and Minfilia would have it carried out without further delay. Alright. Well, just to go over what happened right now. We spoke to Minfilia, right? Right, I went through the whole thing of her little, you know, we accepted the quest and whatnot. And she just said that basically Alphino is at Snowcloak. Now you can read all that right there. Of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Moonbreeda described. He agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. Minfilia also said that he also said that he wished to meet you at Snowcloak before proceeding. So that's what we're doing right now. That's what we're doing. I totally did not record. But luckily I did not continue too much. Good to see you, Olivia. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. Captain Ilbert sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Elaine Roel in Ul'dah even as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us at the Aetherite after you, Scion. And then let us continue, Alphino. Please be voiced. This doesn't look voiced. Since when? Perhaps I wasn't paying attention to the story hard enough to know these guys can just manifest well, you know what? I sound dumb. There, it's ready. Dude! Heavens!
My God.
Ha! It worked, I think. Try attuning to the ether right now. Feel the current and try to locate the beacon. I forgot I stayed as Red Mage. Oh well. We have done all we can, Olivia. For now, let us withdraw. When the final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If, by the grace of the 12, you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. Looks like we got a hold of her tail. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual. And if she succeeds, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if our own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moonbreeda's experiment, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Ah, before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Amiric. Okay, so pretty much we're gonna fight Shiva next, right? Madame, Sir Amiric regrets that he could not be here in person and asks that I read to you this letter. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Olivia Deadgarden, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you chose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts of selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Helon bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. Aktafa Amphitheater Hard now accessible. God. Alright, so I need to find the duty. Duty find duty. Let's hotkey that here. Here it is. For as long as their nation has warred with Dravania, there have been Ishgardians who instead chose to ally themselves with the dragons. Shiva is said to have been among the first, hence why the heretics revere her as a saint. The Iceheart and her followers intend on summoning Shiva with the crystals they have stolen is plain. But is this unprecedented act even possible? If so, then Ishgard, if not the entire realm, is in grave danger. Alright. I have 8 minutes. 8 minutes of playtime. Party. Here we go, dude. Wow.
You should never have come here, warrior of light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith.
That's the party telling me to skip.
No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down.
She's like,
we gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more.
This is cool. Ooh, dang. Here we go. Here we go. Wow. We're okay, dude. We're okay. Just get back on it. Gotta get the ads. Get the ads. Dude, she is going down, man. Nani? He's gonna do it. Nice. Bruh, that was so cool. That was the coolest freaking beat drop ever. That's it, dude. Crack my knuckles on that one. Yo, where was my whole chat at, though? It's like, oh, there they are. GG, everybody. She's like, I tried so hard. Oh, she looks so sad.
Fool. Blind, bloody fool. You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence. Mine is the righteous cause.
Is it?
You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of Light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the Keeper of the Lake. See with eyes unclouded. Do not squander Mother's gift.
What? Is she Mother herself? Did she just die? I think Broccoli agrees. But I do not know what this story brings. Look at the moon, it looks so awesome. La Habrea? Nay. Somebody
And
else.
so the vessel withdraws. A predictable outcome.
Ew, his boy.
Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How unfortunate.
Alright. That was a really cool fight. Not gonna lie. Well, by the 12, you're alive. I mean, of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? You want me dead, Moonbreeder. Iceheart did what? And you're certain about that, are you? Dravanians are skilled with glamours, after all. Look, if you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see. No? Fair enough. I was only asking. The road less traveled. Moonbreeder remains unconvinced that you have not sustained a head injury. If you ask me, there's naught to be gained from mulling over the implications of your story in the freezing cold. Let's save it for the Rising Stones, eh? I'll get everyone to meet us there. Ah, but before that, you had best pay a visit to White Brim Front and speak with Alphino. He's probably worried sick about you. That, or he's busy playing at politics with his guardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision, perchance? No vision. I mean, no reason. See you again soon. Alright then, to White Brim. Here we are. Everybody's a white mage. So America's here as well. There she is, and none the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for us all when I say that should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you would be so kind. You see, she grew out of the other one. She just boom, I am now her. Then we are too late to prevent the summoning. She was the summoning, but not too late to prevent further loss of life. An outcome worthy of celebration, and one for which we have Olivia to thank. Yes, you are right, of course, Sir Merrick. We should be content with that, with what we have accomplished. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. Aye, there is the matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever, so she's not dead. Whether it takes days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillamont, is the caravan ready? The supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revenant's Toll. Of that I have no doubt. I take it that these self-same supplies the heretics stole from the House Voltant caravan? Less the crystals which comprise the bulk of the shipment. Yes, scarcely a fraction of that which was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. Ah, on an unrelated note, Olivia, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? 'Tis not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. I took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I'm told. Poor Chiffon. My men vent their anxieties in myriad ways. Pray do not think less of him. The man, the myth, the legend. What were you thinking, Olivia? Wagering your very being on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway. And then, and then engaging the abomination in mortal combat. By the fury, Olivia, 'tis the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages. Would that I had been there to fight by your side. Yet here I was forced to wait, condemned to wander at the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. Sigh. But you are here now, and that is what truly matters. Let us move on. Sir Merrick wished to have words with you and Master Alphino in private. He awaits us in the Intercessory. Intercessory.
You stupid.
This song always plays in situations like this.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks.
On behalf...
Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Nautalon.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We, too, have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgardsormr could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
Alphino has no problem starting.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
That side eye.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
He said it. He said it.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service.
Lucia, at your service.
Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Me spending so much time crafting level 50 gear?
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you.
Are you sure? Because Raubon is having that trouble right now.
Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind.
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it.
What do you give him?
Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
My left arm. What happened? What is that achievement? No. Eyes unclouded. For one with reason to celebrate, Alphino looks rather grim. It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's methods of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reprisal of the primal threat and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Gallian Empire believes that primals are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to this very star. As such, they deem an action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then, if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized peoples as well. The bird. Any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Where before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we could well ourselves face the combined might of all Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come, Olivia. It is better that we continue this conversation in Mordona. You got it.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Kurthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it.
I haven't spoken once.
Excellent. I shall summon the others at once. Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Yep.
Master Louis Soir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogulmog XII was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
His everlasting grace.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
That's pretty cool.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
No.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think.
Same as
Hydaelyn speaks to
Hydaelyn.
her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake?
Aye.
And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Aye.
Midgard-Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard-Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
The reason Roel. I was just about to ask, like, what is up with this chick? Minfilia would discuss how best to proceed in light of recent developments. I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Midgard-Solmer. Given his great age, I dare say he appears in more than a few. Do you hear that? The commotion outside? Would you see if aught is amiss? Olivia, 'tis well that you are at hand. We have a problem. Royale has escaped. It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. Of course, I called it. I didn't call it out, but like in my head, I was like, she's gonna escape. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with 2 guards. 'Tis plain she received inside help. Citizens report seeing Royal quitting the city via the Gate of Nald with a bloodied spear in hand. She makes for Castra Meridianum. I am certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilbert and the First are hot upon Royal's heels. Pray make haste to Camp Bluefog and join the hunt. log. Many thanks for coming, Scion. I have spoken with the soldiers here. They say that Roel walked through the camp not a bell ago. Aye, she walked right through. You did not mishear. We have Raubon's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that. Bad for morale, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made any attempt to detain her. And so here we are. Roel must not be allowed to reach Castrum Meridianum. Don't worry, I got this super fast flying chair. Goes about 3,000 yalms an hour. This wretch was with Roel. He threw himself at us with his mistress might escape. What the? I did not read that right. She didn't blink when we cut him down. Not even when he started screaming. No loyalty even to her own. The god's damned harpy. Pfft. With me, Scion, we almost have her. Let us go. Roel, that's a nice spear. What is this reason, Roel? All right. Oops. No. I'm gonna get this. Hoplomachus. Start AOA and everything. Elaine the Razor. Let's take out all of these little. Get them in the AoEs! Boom! Boom! Get another thunder on there. What the hell? I'm not attacking anything. I'm not attacking anything. I'm not attacking anything. Just take him out, Olivia. Take it out. Freak you, Sagittarius. Aqualifer? Nah. You're done, dude. You're done. Get out of here. We don't need you. Boom! You're done. You're done. Grand Strike. Behold my magic's giant. Oh, the Colossus is no more. AoE, AoE. Come on now, come on now. We're not gonna lose this. We're not gonna lose this. Get that out of the way. Thunder 2. Fire 2. Okay. You guys want us to be starting something? Got to be starting something. I want to be starting something. Got to be starting something. Behold! Nah, dude, we're good. We're good. These vanguards ain't anything. No. Huzzah! You can even join the fight! What? I got him, Yugiri. I got him, no worries. Elaine the Razor will be no more. Ekis clad. Alright, we're done here. We're done here! Elaine Royale, gasp, pant, bind her, and do it tight. Yes, sir. Man, when it gets chaotic like that, I get very flustered. Good work, men. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Damn right. behold a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low. What would you know of low? You, a spoiled little lordling who has never known any want. People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think it your God's given right to rule over others. You know not of our plight, the injustice that we low-bornish guardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to do to survive, stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It is no fault of mine if fools imagined me a paragon when I joined the Flames. Dang, to hear you tell it, one would think you the only person ever to have suffered. In case you have forgotten, Raubon himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth with little more than the shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion, yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others their fortunes. We accepted the hand that we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, aye, but no matter what fate threw at us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we have, we fought for. How are we any different then? 'Tis true that we were both mercenaries of lowly birth, and 'tis true that we both had our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, it is that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. Shanks. But enough talk. You will return to Uldar to face justice, and the people who trust you dragged through the gutter. Yes. Dang, dude. Quite the heartfelt speech from Ilbed, the actual traitor. Not so much as a hint of remorse. 'Tis well that this sordid business is finally at an end. A friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we have chosen our own allies more wisely than Raubon chose his. Ooh, calling him out?
I've heard. Truly bothersome business. No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Raubon. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the Blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace.
Is this little stupid mustache and beard goatee thing?
Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while.
Why'd they give that assassin crafter gear?
For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
To the last. This guy's gonna kill her.
Let us cling together.
Alphino would ask another favor of you. Captain Ilbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of a miraculous escape. When we have completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Raubon, and that shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friend. My thanks. And, but I have one last task for you. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Menphilia of what has happened. I am aware that the antecedents The antecedent held Royal in hard regard. For better or worse, she will want to know how this tale ends. Let's see what kind of a reward we got here. It's a level 110 item. Levitine. I got the Levitine. Yo, that thing is cool. Look, check it out. Let's see. Check it out. Check it out. Nah, check it out. I think it glows too. Nice shiny weapon. I think I can upgrade it too. I'm not too sure. We're holding on to that. All right. To the Rising Stones it is then.
Welcome back, my friend.
Aye.
I have already received word from Alfino. To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Guardian agent.
Who?
I know not what to say.
Ryu? Flame Marshal Ryu? I don't understand.
Together with Robon, Eileen lent us much needed aid at the time of our Order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Ascians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled. My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with white auricide,
Hi.
the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls.
Aye.
Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to auricite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Habrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Habrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that you will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Heidelin did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Ooh. Sass.
Oh, what if we had two pieces of white auricite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
It would seem more research is in order.
And therein lies the rub.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the aura site. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands. Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
Oh. I like this relationship. It's funny.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident of the Isle of Val. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the isle has been erased from existence.
Whoa.
'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Aye. Yet the mystery endeth not with the isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement. But I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right
Who?
hand.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
They said it totally different that time. How do you even get that pronunciation from that?
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th.
Oh my gosh.
She also answered to a higher authority. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the media project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
I hate that name so much right now.
These provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the Primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima Weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima Weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, He used the agent he had planted in Ulda prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
That snake.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Varus Zos Galvus.
Varus Zos Galvus.
So he was Huayu's true master.
Huayu. I was never gonna get that pronunciation.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea. In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
Seven hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Huh, triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
Just rub it in more.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune.
Yeah.
How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve.
Dude, Raubon is mad. Uh-oh.
I know you can hear me, monetarist scum. Your crimes will not go unpunished. One day I will purge this land of your sickness before the eyes of the 12. I swear it.
Whoa. Ooh, look at the little Mugoto and the little Chocobo. I bet you I can craft that.
I shall have no further need of you this day. Your Grace.
Lady in waiting.
I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since he proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs. Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly. Were Lord Lolorito here, he would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Ul'dah whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the Immortal Flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Ul'dah's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Beat the man senseless.
Eorzea can ill afford for the Immortal Flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah.
The true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few. The monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends. For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Ul'dah to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must...
Nay, you jest.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Rauban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Ul'dah.
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Ul'dah will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people. Rauban, forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
Wow. That's it. That calls for the end of the expansion. What was it, like 2.4 or something like that? Yeah, expansion 2.4, Dreams of Ice. That's the end of that. The next one is gonna be what's it called? Before the Fall, which starts with this quest, Good Intentions. Minfilia is considering which of her many responsibilities demands her utmost attention. But we're gonna stop there for the MSQ, at least for now. Like, that was pretty intense, and I really can't wait to get into Heavensward. Now, just as a going forward from here, I did get a job, yes, and before all of this, I was just kind of like playing with my computer and stuff, you know, getting this this YouTube channel up, but editing is going to become a little bit more plain and simple. I mean, there'll still be like little things here and there, but I'm going to try and keep it quick and clip everything together in like more clean way, not so much fluff, just kind of straight to the point from now on, because, you know, I won't have a lot of time from here and, like, you know, like the weekend, which is all I have to like basically edit and everything. But yeah, you know, that'll be all for this. At least you should see some videos coming up, and you know, not too soon, because I do work quite a lot all week. But yeah, but for now, thank you everybody, goodbye, and have a good one. Until the next one, bye bye.